Cleveland Browns have a huge game coming up in week 2 with the Steelers. If you're new to our channel, we make videos for teams that don't get the love nationally like they should. Cleveland Browns being one of those teams. We've been calling it all offseason that this team is going to be good. They don't really have a weakness. They've improved in all the right areas. Deshaun Watson full year, better defense, and we saw that all play out in week 1. Now as they move to week 2 and really try to get out ahead of the division, I started to look at it. It's like, man, these guys got everything. So we're Detroit Lions fans. We our main channel is Sports Talk Detroit. Check that out if you want to see kind of how the Lions, they're kind of the feel good story along with the Browns. But the Browns have had a little bit more winning just kind of in the last 10 years. But anyway, same real franchises, right? That's why we like talking about the Browns. Love the comments. So here's what we're going to look at. The Browns quietly have everything to win right now. I couldn't find really any weaknesses, but let me know as a Browns fan, what's the one area that if you could just wave a magic wand and make it better, make it top in the league, like what's one area where you feel like you're a little weaker than you'd like? Let me know in the comments. Would love to hear from you, because as an outsider's perspective, it looks like the Cleveland Browns are in really good shape and really all areas. So I got two things I want to show you. First thing, if you just look at the depth chart for the Browns, this is what we've continued to look at just from an outsider's perspective. Quarterback, check. Running back, good. Wide receiver, tight ends, offensive line, good. Had an injury, but still good. I still think it's good. You let me know in the comments. I'm not an expert at your backup offensive lineman. But here's the kicker for me is the defense. Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith. Boom. Defensive tackles are good. Linebackers, solid. And then you've got Emerson, Ward, Newsome in the slot. Safeties are good. Man, like what the heck, right? So I love this article that I found here from Cleveland.com, and it's 10 takeaways from Sunday's game, and it really explains why there's no real holes in this team and why they can win the division, have a home playoff game, and win a couple more games. Next thing you know, you're in the Super Bowl. I mean, really, I know it's not that easy, obviously, but that's kind of what you're trying to do. You're trying to win the division. So let's take a look at it here. First takeaway is Deshaun Watson looks aggressive again. So according to PFF, he was third in average time to throw on dropbacks, and he averaged the depth of target was fourth. So that means he's dropping deep, holding, and then throwing it fourth furthest down the field on his pass attempts. Watson, by nature, is an aggressive quarterback who isn't shy about hunting big plays. I love that. It tells me he's not dinking and dunking. Just, I don't know. It's like, man, this guy comes out, feels really good, really strong, and is able to, he's going downfield. And I think that's a huge indicator when you look at an offensive player's quarterback, is that they should be going downfield. That tells you wide receivers are getting open, protection's there, confidence is there. If you're able to put the ball downfield, it's huge. I love that stat. PFF is all over it. Next one is Browns receivers were getting open. We've been saying this. Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones. These are guys that can get open, and it just shows that they're getting open. So according to Next Gen Stats, Elijah Moore was 6th in separation, Amari Cooper in 8th. So they're both in the top 10. You have two receivers in the top 10 getting open. Check, right? Love that. And then I got a couple more for you. Hold on. I won't go through each one of these, but Martin Emerson quietly established him as the league's best young corners. We did videos on him, multiple videos. He did good last year, comes right out of the gates. Yep, he's going to be the guy. So Emerson is covering them. Bengals receivers were targeted 6 times. Was Emerson covering them, and they had 1 catch for 6 yards. A catch by tight end Irv Smith, so he's like almost wasn't even covering him or responsible for him. So he allowed 1 catch for 6 yards. He held Jamar Chase, T. Higgins to no catches on 5 targets. That's nobody else is going to do that this year. I mean, I'm going to say that right now. Nobody else is going to hold Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to no catches this season. I mean, that's really good. Okay, so the defensive alignment, Denzel Ward, Emerson with Newsome in the slot. So you got outside and slot receiver and slot corner taken care of. So your secondary is good, and that's the big thing. I've especially seen it with the Lions where in the years past, that was the last piece to the rebuild for the Lions, was their secondary. They took care of the offensive line, the running backs, the quarterbacks, the blah, 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 all the way. And so like this last offseason, they revamped the secondary, and it's a world of difference. It's a passing league. You still got to be able to run the ball and stop the run, but at the end of the day, you're throwing the ball all over the place. That's where big chunk plays happen. And when you have a secondary that can take care of other players of the offensive of the other team's offensive players, and look, you're going to give up pass yards. I mean, it's you're going to give up plays, but can you just limit that and stay on and tackle them right when they catch it and prevent those big 40-yard chunk plays, 60-yard, those huge chunk plays? Then yeah, you're going to be in every game and you're going to be just fine and make teams go the length of the field. I love that. Myles Garrett lined up 24 times at right end and 11 times at left. Za'Darius Smith, 22 times at left, 15 on right. What does that tell us? Oh, and Delvin Tomlinson even was out the end 3 times. Jim Schwartz will hunt matchups and put his defensive lineman in a position to win. Jim Schwartz, Detroit Lions coach. He was a good coach and exactly what we needed at the time. We had him as our head coach, but really he's a great defensive coordinator. And what he's going to do is he loves to rush 4. Cleveland Browns can do that. Get pressure with 4, drop everybody else. And Myles Garrett and Za'Darius Smith are going to be lined up, matched up with who they need to be. It's just not just like, all right, you're right end, you're left end. This isn't high school. Go play exactly where you need to be, make plays, and we're going to find the matchups defensively. We're going to drop people. We're going to get pressure. We're going to force you to drop it low or to dink it low, short, and we're going to come up and get you, and it's going to be a 4-yard pass. Congratulations. I mean, seriously, a 4-yard run, that's different. You're going forward, you're exerting yourself, but you're dropping back. You're and then you just dump it to the running back and he goes and gets crushed for 4 yards. And it's just like, are we going to do that all game? That's what the Browns are like. Are you going to do that all game? And it's like, no, we're not. We're going to try to get more aggressive. And by that time, you throw an interception or something like that. So it's still incredible that 9 of the Bengals' 10 longest plays were 12 yards or fewer. So 9 of their 10 longest plays were 12 yards or fewer. Only one Bengals offensive player have cracked 10, would have bottomed out. Okay, so they didn't give up any big plays. The weather, was that a factor? Of course. But still, you can throw the ball 15 yards, can you? With Joe Burrow and those receivers. So you can go position by position. You can look at it, every single thing. But kind of on a macro, you got the defensive line, you got the defensive coordinator, secondaries in place, linebackers. We didn't talk about linebackers. Let me know in the comments. Receivers are good. Quarterback's good. Running back. It's like all of a sudden the Browns should win the North and let's get a home playoff game. So let me know again your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.